Hello lovely humans and welcome back to my channel. This week's video we are going to be super simple DIYs to dress up literally any invitation. And this is not going to be one of those videos where we invent the entire craft from scratch, because sometimes people just want a pseudo DIY. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people just want to dip their toes into the craft world without overcommitting. And that's what today's video is. It's how to take these perfect, beautiful templates that we see online and turn them into something that adds texture and vibrance and really adds a personal spin to your wedding invitations. And all the invitations I'm using today are some gorgeous samples from Basic Invite, which happens to be one of my personal favorites of all time. In fact, they've been so kind as to round up all of my favorites on their website. I'll go ahead and link it right here if you want to go take a look at some of my favorite botanical prints, some of my favorite classic prints, some of my favorite invitations of all time. They're all grouped right in that link for you to go take a peek at. Without further ado, let's just jump right on into it.
Contestant number 1 is Cutest Couple Portrait Wedding Invitation by Basic Invite. And as you can see with this one, it comes with a full suite. I'm gonna go slowly through this particular set so you can see all of the different options that almost every single one of their invitations comes with when you order a full set, a full suite, if you will, from Basic Invite. And that includes where to get gifts, details about the wedding ceremony, save the date, hotels, RSVP card. You can also get envelopes for your thank you notes and for people to send the RSVPs back. You can also get a matching order of events and menu card if you want to use those as well. Now I'm gonna let you in on my favorite secret of invitation assembly of all time. Zots, baby. I don't know if you've seen these things. They are clear, tiny, adhesive dots, and this particular set has been well loved. I've literally owned it for years. And this is the minuscule size. They are these tiny little glue dots, kind of like the ones that you get on the back of a gift card from your grandma for Christmas. You know what I'm talking about? That will hold your papers in place without tearing anything, which I think is absolutely brilliant. Because how annoying is it to put together this gorgeous invitation, lay it out all perfectly, put it in the envelope, send it off to your guest, and when they get it, it is all scattered and chaotic. And while it's fine and perfectly normal, most people do this, I am not fine or perfectly normal. So by simply attaching a Zot or a glue dot to the back of the RSVP card, I'm able to easily center it and keep it in place right on the envelope that it should be coming back in. And again, you'll see me doing it here with the travel card. Makes it pretty simple to place it directly onto the invitation so that it can be removed for your guests to read the actual invitation, but still look nice when they open it. For the RSVP envelope itself, I chose to put the glue dot towards the top part of visually where the top part, technically the side of the envelope would be, to affix it onto the travel card there, as opposed to doing it in the center of the envelope, which could get in the way of when you're trying to put your address on there. Now, the belly band that this comes with is absolutely dreamy. I love the color contrast. I love the color blocking. If you want to, you could actually use a glue dot for this specifically to glue the belly band down. Now, I don't see that as super secure. I see that it kind of as a temporary measure, but you could also do a stapler. I've been known to do this before because why not? It's permanent and it holds it in place beautifully. But what if we took this belly band to the next level? What if we incorporated literally one of the most gorgeous ribbons I've ever seen? Look at this texture. It's almost like a linen, truly, with a raw edge that adds such a unique, again, texture. We're gonna play a drinking game in this week's video where every time Jamie says texture, don't take a drink, because I overuse the word, okay? But you get what I'm saying. Look how quickly and how easily this one simple touch elevates the entire invitation experience. And as you can see, the Zots or the glue dots don't hold everything perfectly in place. It's not going to be exactly square when you send it off, only using one glue dot per piece of paper. If you want to use multiple, you totally can. You can do one in each corner. I have had great success with that as well. It just depends on how many of those you want to use and how much you want to be spending on these bad boys. I personally don't find them to be that expensive. You can do one in every corner. It just makes for more work. I like this method because it keeps it pretty straight and makes it so at least it comes in the presentation that you want it to. When it comes to ribbons like this, you will probably have a bulkier envelope. Personally, I'm fine with that. I don't mind if it gets a little bit wrinkled, but if this bothers you, you might want to consider doing a few at a time and pressing them between books so you get a flat ribbon out of this before you package it up in the envelope. Contestant number 2 is the Desert Chic Wedding Invitations by Basic Invite. I'm smitten with this little vintage cactus motif that we've got going on. And I had a very clear vision of what I wanted to do specifically with this one. Here's a great example of what it looks like to do one of those glue dots in each corner. I did that on the hotel card. And in this particular circumstance, I wanted the belly band to stay right here for the visual, because as much as I love the cactus motif, there's a lot of them right there if it's on every single piece of paper that you're sending over. So if I want it to have the right presentation when I send it out, I need to make sure that I'm doing something to keep it in place with, you guessed it, another glue dot. Now, some of you may not be fans of using a stapler for this. That's perfectly fine. You can use a piece of tape. You could also use a piece of tape in place of any and all of these glue dots. You do not have to be doing these. I honestly just love how clean and professional it looks. It really takes it to the next level in my opinion. So by simply placing one glue dot on the back of the belly band, it's staying exactly where I want it to and giving that wow moment of when your guests open up that envelope. Now, if we really want to take this particular invitation to the next level, I am contractually obligated by an agreement I made with my husband to bring up this particular custom stamp that I got done for our wedding at least once every other year in a video in perpetuity. So here's a very quick and simple way that you can dress up and make your invitation stand out specifically. And that is to find a stamp that fits the motif and the theme and the vibe of your invitation itself that you can end up using later. And the reason that I have to bring this up now is because I told my husband that we'd use it all the time, and we have literally yet to use it outside of DIY videos. So take it with a grain of salt. Don't let your fiance hear this part of the video. This may be the only thing you use it for, but you could, if you wanted to, use it again. So by picking out brown ink for this one, it actually ended up really matching the invitation on this one a whole lot better. Contender number 3 is the Minimal Magnifique Wedding Invitation by Basic Invite. There is something about this font, this cursive font, that I'm really enjoying. I love, you guys know if you've been anywhere on my website, I love the contrast of a good cursive font with a gorgeous traditional serif font. The combination of the two, that juxtaposition, in my opinion, is so dreamy. I just prefer when you can actually read the cursive. Maybe that's me asking a lot of the universe, I don't know. But I just think that it's really nice if you're gonna have cursive, make sure people can read it. But this one is clear and clean and easy to read, again, with the full suite. And if you want to get some of my super top secret discount codes for some of these invitations, be sure to click on the link in the upper corner right now so you don't miss out. I will leave it down in the description box below as well, in case you decide to watch the video before committing. But what if we took this simple suite and dressed it up a notch? What if we made our own envelope liners? Because will you stop everything you're doing and look at this right now? Are you kidding me with this? Look how gorgeous and timeless everything is about this. Now, hear me out. Could you buy your own envelope liners? Sure. Yeah, of course. Could you buy envelopes that already have liners in them? Sure. Yeah. But what if you want to do it custom? What if you want to pick your own paper out? What does that look like? This is what it looks like. So after doing some measurement, I realized that probably in an effort for frugality, it would be in your best interest to cut it into fourths because it is 12 inches by 12 inches. And that would get you a 6-inch by 6-inch piece to put inside of every invitation. And I knew that this was a good idea, right? Like I felt it in my gut. I felt it in my core. But when the pieces started to come together, I could not help myself.
Are you kidding? Wait, look how cute that is. Wait, I love this. Wait. Look at the gorgeousness. Okay, wait. Are you serious right now? Okay. Calm down. You've got a DIY to do.
Now I'm going to ask you kindly to please not judge me for my choice in glue stick. The homeschool mom is showing just a little bit by our purple selection today. However, sometimes you just got to work with what you got. Are there other options that could be potentially sturdier? Yeah. Are your guests going to know that you used purple school glue? No, because it dries clear, which is absolutely fantastic. So the next part of this DIY is literally so straightforward. You put it in the envelope, you make sure it's centered, and you press down firmly. I personally opted to wait before folding. I waited to make sure that I knew that the envelope liner was completely dry before I did any folding at all whatsoever, because I really didn't want to see any buckling. Contestant number 4, Majestic Mountains Wedding Invitation. There is something really sweet about this subtle color play almost feeling like watercolor, but not quite. Like, how perfect would this be for a desert wedding or even somewhere in the mountains? There's a lot of just subtleness to this one specifically that I really enjoy. Again, you know me with the type fonts, absolutely gorgeous. And of course, this one comes with a belly band and a full suite as well. This one I kind of feel guilty about putting in the DIY, but I felt like I had to, because it's such a simple thing that so many people overlook. And that is the power of washi tape. When I tell you, mama's got a problem with washi tape. I love it so very much. There's something about that added little bit of texture on the back of an envelope when you're sending something out that shows intentionality, that shows that you weren't just stuffing an invitation into an envelope and hoping for the best. So for this particular suite, I selected a really gorgeous coppery rose gold tone to complement the oranges that you see here. But what I love is that there's a whole myriad of options that you can have fun with, especially if you can layer this one particular DIY, I'm using finger quotes, you can't see, but I am, with one of the other elements that we've shown as well. And last but not least, we have the Pure Simple Lines Wedding Invitation by Basic Invite. I wish I could describe to you the texture of this actual invitation itself. It's like a smooth matte. It is a delightful tactile experience. If you don't believe me, order a sample. It is so divine. I am obsessed with this particular invitation simply because of the way that it feels and the way that it looks, right? It looks cool too. As with all the others, it comes with a full suite. But because this particular one had some pretty gorgeous gold foiling, I knew exactly what I needed to do with this one. And I cannot believe we have made it almost 5 years without me doing this on this channel. Time to DIY a wax seal, baby. You guys, we made it this long, okay? Bear with me. However, what I'm hoping to show you in this particular DIY is how to do this really successfully, okay? And how to do this as simple as possible, because wax seals can actually take a really long time to do and be super duper annoying. So this makes them a lot more convenient. Grab yourself a cookie sheet and one of these silicone mats. That way you can actually dribble the wax onto the mat itself. It makes it really easy to pop it off later, but it keeps it flat while it dries, sitting on top of the cookie sheet in case you need to move it from place to place. Obviously, if you're going to be doing this DIY for all of your wedding invitations, you're not going to be buying a multi-pack. In addition to that, I wouldn't recommend getting a light colored wax. You're probably going to get some sort of black color from the ash or smokiness coming off of the wick that could drip down into the wax. So keep that in mind, especially if you're new to this. There's a chance that that's going to happen. So even though the pink would have looked super cute with this particular invitation, I am sticking with the gold, even though that dark coppery tone could have been beautiful as well. The reason I love this version of the DIY so much is you can do a ton of wax seals on one full sheet and let them sit out to dry. They actually need to sit still and undisturbed for anywhere from 2 to 3 minutes. And if you were doing them individually on every single invitation, you're going to need a ton of space to be able to lay all of these things out. So instead, doing it on the silicone mat, on a cookie sheet, you can put all of the little wax seals off to the side and attach them later. To this day, I'm still a total sucker for a wax seal on an invitation, but I know how long they take. So if you have your heart set on doing something like this, consider making the seal ahead of time using a dab of hot glue or some other sort of high intensity glue like that to put it in place, and then send it out from there.
Now, are any of these complicated things? Absolutely not. But as someone who sees literally hundreds of invitations come into my P.O. box, you'll find that address linked down below if you ever want to send it over. The ones that always stick out to me are the ones that add these extra little bits of texture, these extra little bits of details. So it could be as simple as adding a gorgeous ribbon. This honestly might be one of my favorites. The texture of this ribbon is absolutely divine. We're really taking the guesswork out of wax seals and making them a lot simpler. And adding those little Zots to make sure that everything stays. Could you imagine getting the... Okay, if you start combining the superpowers of some of these and putting them together, all of a sudden you take what was originally a gorgeous wedding invitation, right? And you elevate it to the next level with the ribbon and a wax seal. Like, wait, what if you did, hold please. What if you did the wax seal with the envelope liner? Oh, hold on. Oh, this brings me so much joy. So we've taken what is a very simple but elegant invitation and turned it into something that is gorgeous to both send and to receive. Again, if you like any of the invitations we used in today's video, I have linked my favorites down below for you to go take a peek at. Go give them a browse over at Basic Invite. Keep your eyes peeled in case there's any deals coming out. And of course, if you have not done so already, jump on down there, get on my email list to make sure that you will be receiving all of the best Black Friday deals coming out in just like a week and a half, unless you're watching this video later. Then you should probably be on the email list for the next time we do Black Fridays, because we do them every single year. So that's all I have for this week's video, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. What is something that you and your fiance are doing to personalize your wedding invitations and make them stand out? Let me know in the comments below. As always, I love hearing from you guys, and I love it when you inspire each other and give each other ideas and give me ideas, and it's just a cute, supportive community. So without further, that's the beginning. So that's all I have for this week's video, guys. If you like the video, if you like simple DIYs like this to really elevate your wedding look, jump on down there, hit that thumbs up button, and subscribe to this channel for my tips and tricks for the modern day bride. And until next week, bye guys!